Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Transformers Friday from the Toybox edition. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Titans Returns Legends Class Wheelie. Let's get into it! Let's take a look at Wheelie in his alt mode and his accessories, which is basically just the instruction manual. And here we have a nice illustration on it. The front of Wheelie, he's a little bit, the illustration is a little bit dark on this dark background, so, that doesn't help. Transformers Generations 8 and up, Titans Returns, Autobot Wheelie. And then here we have the actual directions. And again, the illustrations are a little dark for this dark background, especially the colors trying to show you what you're supposed to do. But for the most part, you can still follow them fairly easily. You just might have to shine a little extra light on them. Now, as far as the vehicle mode itself, sometimes these pieces don't stay where they're supposed to, and it's not always as tight of a fit as I would like, but right now it's pretty good. And I have to say, it's actually a really good looking Wheelie. I really like the colors better than the 86 version, and it does seem most of this does seem to be, well, I take it back. There's a few paint apps, like here's some paint apps and the Autobot Tampo right here, and then the silver here, and this looks like it's molded in color, this looks like it's molded in color, and then we got paint apps here, the silver here, right here in the front, the silver. But again, there you can see it's kind of gapping right there, which, it's not that big a deal, but it is noticeable. And then, speaking of noticeable, here we have his head in the back, and it's, you can tell that's what it's supposed to be. I would have liked a cover to go over the top of that, but, we didn't get it, so if wishes were horses, we'd all be riding. There's a port right here, which is really not a port. It's a port on the outside, but on the inside you can see in robot mode it'll be his hand. Now, one thing that I do really like about these Titans Returns, and even some of the Power of the Primes Legends class, is that the cockpits do open up, and you can put Prime Masters or Titan Masters. I guess it's made more for Titan Masters, on the inside, as though they were driving, similar to the original Headmaster G1 Headmaster gimmick. So I think that's a cool little throwback and a neat little addition for this scale of figure. Even though they don't come with a Titan Master, they can still store one. Or again, a Prime Master, if that's what you would rather put in there. But there we go, my friends. That is a look at Wheelie in his alt mode. It's time for alt mode comparisons. And here we have Titans Returns Legends Class Wheelie with the Studio Series Core Class Wheelie. For our final set of alt mode comparisons, here we have the Titans Returns Legends class Wheelie with the Titans Returns Legends class Bumblebee and the Amazon exclusive Leader class War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Alternate Universe Optimus Prime. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the comedy portion of our program where I attempt to transform this Transformer. So let's see where to start. So let's open the canopy up, and then we can open that up as well, which, you know, makes it easier to access if you're putting in or removing a Titan Master or Prime Master. Then these parts right here we'll just untab, and you can see there's a couple of open slots right there, and there's tabs in here which correspond to, well, at least one of those right here. So we've got that done, and then another thing we want to do is push Wheelie's head, and it's on a hinge right here, so we want to rotate that on around this way. Then we can just go ahead, since we're right here, we'll just go ahead and flip that around as well. Now, a part that I often have problems with is getting this to collapse correctly, but there we'll collapse it, and we'll leave it like that for just a minute, because we want to go ahead and rotate the whole front end. Oops. And it came apart while I was doing it, of course. So once you get that rotated around, we can close this up, and you'll see there's two slots right here and two tabs on the canopy, and you'll line those up, and then it'll snap all into place when you press it. And these kind of hold the chest piece in place while he's in robot mode. Now that we've got this rotated around, we can just flip these around, and then you'll see there's a hinge right here. I guess before we flip that around, oops, and even before we do that, look at me messing all up. There's a hinge right here that the wheels are attached to, and we just flip those on the inside of the leg. Then we can utilize this hinge, and then we can turn the leg this way, and then we'll pull that out and flip this around and open that up and twist the leg around, and there you go. And I want to say you probably leave it like this, but I never liked that look, so I say mash those back in. And then the last thing we got to do is just rotate the arms till the fists, or the open hands, face forward, the ports for the hands, even though he has nothing to hold in them. And does he have... Nope. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking he had some kind of heel spurs. He does not. So there we have it, my friends. Wheelie all transformed. Let's take a look at Wheelie in his robot mode. And for the most part, I have to say, it looks pretty Wheelie-ish. And it's not a bad looking version of the character. I really like the colors on this better than the 86. But as you can see here, I think his head is molded in this color, and then silver paint app, and then for the face, and then blue for the eyes, and then we've got these paint apps right here, and then it seems, oh, paint app here, and then, you know, some of the ones that we talked about earlier in alt mode, and he's got some paint apps on his shins and his feet or toes. And then really nothing on the back that we hadn't already talked about. So for the most part, I think this is a pretty clean looking Legends class version of this character. And again, I really like the colors a lot better than the G1 and 86. And even the really junky one that comes with Grimlock. You know, I like these colors much, much better. And then, you know, the same tempo we talked about on the canopy in alt mode is still there. So let's take a look at his articulation. He can do the full Exorcist, and that's the extent of his head movement. Ball hinge at the shoulder, and it allows him to raise his arm up that high. And then, you know, well, I say it's got some waggle, but it's got waggle this way, but not up and down. And that's it. For some reason I was thinking there was another ball on the inside here, but it's not. And then at the elbow on a ball joint as well, it rotates around 360 degrees, and it will give you about 90 degrees worth of bend. And at the waist, there is rotation. You have to be careful though, because you see this piece right here and this silver piece here, they don't. So I really would not try to, even though it will do it, you might snap this piece or scratch the paint if you try to do a full 360 degree rotation at the waist. But he does have, we'll just say he's got some twist. At the hips, on ball joints, and he will give you the full splits. He will kick forward, not quite 90 degrees, and back approximately 90 degrees. Single hinge at the knee, and get back in there, and it gives you approximately that much bend, so a little better than 90 degrees. Then nothing in the ankles. And of course he has no weapon or accessory or anything like that hold in his hand. Well, there you have it, my friends. A look at Wheelie in his robot mode. It's time for my favorite part of a Transformers review, robot mode comparisons. And here we have the Titans Returns Legends class Wheelie with the Studio Series 86 Core class Wheelie. Here we have the Titans Returns Legends class Wheelie with the Titans Returns Legends class Bumblebee and the Walmart exclusive Netflix War for Cybertron trilogy Earthrise Leader class Optimus Prime. For final thoughts on the Titans Returns Legends class Wheelie, I have to say, overall, I like the look of this guy. You know, it's very, very Wheelie. Even the alt mode is Wheelie. Now, the transformation is a little funky, I guess, with the chest pieces. And, you know, not that it's really an issue, but a lot of times the windscreen just doesn't want to stay. It doesn't want to stay where it's supposed to. So that can be an issue at times. But again, for the most part, I like the look of this guy. I like the colors better than the Studio Series version. But I like the size of the Studio Series version. I think it's better. Maybe this, you know, we could say this was a more mature Wheelie, not the little kid who likes to rhyme all the time. But he's got nice paint apps, and for the most part, the transformation is it's fine, and the alt mode is okay. I guess the major issue for this guy is he doesn't come with a slingshot. But I do like the fact, like most Titans Returns Legends class figures, you can put one of the Titan Masters inside the alt mode to operate it. Similar to the G1 Headmasters, which is basically what Titan Masters are. But, you know, the bottom line on this guy, if you missed out, it's, you know, it's okay. If you missed out on this one and got the 86, or if you have both, or you want to use this one as a more mature Wheelie, you know, I like this one. It's, again, there's nothing really bad about this figure other than in the alt mode, sometimes the windshield doesn't want to stay where it's supposed to be. And I guess one other thing, I would have liked a flap to kind of cover the head up when he's in his alt mode. But they opted not to design that for him. So, you know, it's okay as it is. Again, he's got some nice paint apps on him. I do like the colors better. And, you know, it's all around, it's a nice version of Wheelie. I never, again, in G1, I never cared for him that much. And I never had that toy, which I'm glad I didn't, because that was not a very good figure from all the pictures I've seen. It's very not good. And we'll just leave it at that. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.